व्यक्ति हो कि समाज के प्यार से बना सकता है सबका साथ में उनके है जैसे आपका समाज
Alright, we'll get started, guys, yeah? Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Ek oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Murth Ajuni Saibham Gur Prasad Jap Aad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach एक ओंकार सतनाम कर्ता पुरख निर्भयो निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम कर्ता पुरख निर्भयो निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम कर्ता पुरख निर्भयो निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम कर्ता पुरख निर्भयो निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम कर्ता पुरख निर्भयो निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम कर्ता पुरख निर्भयो निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम कर्ता पुरख निर्भयो निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुरु प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। Thank you to everyone that's come today. So last week we had a bit of a special one because it was Saki. We actually went through the spy Abdul Tarni who became Ajmer Singh after taking Amrit from Guru Sahib Ji. We went through his diary. So through his eyes we saw what Guru Sahib Ji did. And it was pretty amazing to actually go through because I got feedback after, and feedback I got after from certain few people were that they never heard of that version before. They never heard there was a spy there. They always heard of different versions where Guru Sahib took them into the tent and this and that. So it was worth it in a way, so normally if for Saki time we have someone bringing a Saki and then we discuss that Saki with everyone and take some teachings from there. But because we didn't pick someone last week, we didn't have anyone to do Saki time today. So I thought we could go through the just a few facts about Dana Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj as their Prakash Purab today. Yeah. So we'll go through a few facts there, and then we'll go into Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jivan, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end if anyone's got any questions, and then we'll finish off with similar like we do normally every week. So just do you know the questions? If anyone has any questions throughout the week, then you can always message in the group as well. If you're not in the group, then I can always add you into the FNS WhatsApp group. You can put the question in there. You can send it individually if you want to remain anonymous or whatever, like jidda karna hai. But this is like an opportunity for you guys to ask, है ना? So let's go through a few facts of Dhan Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, and then we'll get started on Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's Jeevan, yeah? So Dhan Guru Angad Dev Ji, as their name was first, so their descendant, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, there's a lineage that can trace back to Manu Raja. Now, can anyone remember who Manu Raja was? Because I mentioned Manu Raja going through Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's Jeevan, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj met someone, a Bard. I'll give that clue. I mentioned Manu Raja. Do anyone remember? So when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj met Dhruv Bhagat, Dhruv Bhagat was telling his whole story, his whole Jeevan Katha to Guru Sahib Ji, and he mentioned that his grandfather's name was Manu Raja. So Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, you can trace back their bloodline to Manu Raja. Yeah, that because Manu Raja was a Mahapurush as well. So these are kind of facts that we've never heard of before, है ना? So by Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj's name Pellang was by Lena Ji. By Lena Ji's grandfather, Baba Kirtamal Ji, they were married in a town, in a settlement called Matedi Sarai, which is located near Muktsar Sahib, so the district's Faridkot in Punjab. Baba Kirtamal Ji, their grandfather, often visited Matedi Sarai during his business trip because he used to do business, but later he settled there permanently in this place. And this village, where had been destroyed a couple of times during many rulers that would come, including Babur as well. Yeah. So Baba Kirtamal Ji was blessed with 4 sons. So this is Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, grandfather. They were blessed with 4 sons. Baba Rajani Ji, Guriamal Ji, Baba Ferumal Ji. So this is Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj's father, Baba Ferumal Ji, and Arthimal Ji. Now, Baba Ferumal Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj's father, they lived in Matedi Sarai, where they obtained their education. They were very clever with numbers, so they were an accountant there, and at the same time they focused on their bhakti. They did a lot of simran, both when they later get married as well, whoever they got married to. They focused on making their spiritual even stronger. Yeah. So Amini Hega, when these great souls, Guru Sahib Ji, when the families that they come into, there has to be some power, some Shakti there as well. So a marriage was arranged between Baba Ferumal Ji, so Guru Sahib Ji's father, and Mata Sabrai Ji. They're also known as Mata Dayakar Ji as well. Yeah. So due to some losses in business, Baba Ferumal Ji started working with another business owner called Takhtamal, who was the owner of 60 to 70 villages. Yeah, or Chaudhary Siga Takhtamal was. Takhtamal was blessed with 7 sons and 1 daughter, and the daughter's name is Mata Paraiji. Baba Ferumal Ji accepted her as his sister. Mata Paraiji was then married to Chaudhary Mehma of Kheriyan de Khadur, and then so this is the so Guru Sahib Ji's family link, yeah. So Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj had visited their Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj visited Khadur Sahib and stayed in Mata Parai Ji's house during their first Udasi, which we're currently going through, yeah, Maharaj's first journey, Sana. Baba Ferumal Ji, who was on a business, visited Khadur Sahib, and he served Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj selflessly. So this is Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj's father had done seva of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, yeah. So these are the kinds of facts that we've never heard about. When you hear about Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, we've probably never heard of anything to do with Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, yeah. So they served Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, so while they were doing the seva of Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Sahib Ji said to Baba Ferumal Ji that a blessed soul shall be born into your house and will be the next Guru. That's all they said. Yeah, and then they are going to be the next Guru. After Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj did that bachan, that they're going to be the next Guru. Then, while Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj were getting ready to leave Mata Parai Ji's house, Mata Ji did a benti, Maharaj said, stay here for longer. To Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they said, yeah. And then Guru Sahib Ji said, why only a while? I shall stay here for a very long time in my second form. Reserve this bed, and I will sit on this bed in the form of the second Guru. Yeah, और बचन में उसी वेले करते सीगे कि Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj are going to be the next Guru. Yeah. So when Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj are from a young age, their background, they would quite often get Sangata together from their village, and they'd go and do yatra to various different places, various different whatever places were more famous at that point. They'd take them there. Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj had heard the greatness of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, and this is the famous Sakhi that we all know of, that when Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj met Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj for the first time, they said to a group of Sangat that I want to go meet this famous Mahapurkh that I've heard a lot of great things about. So they go on their horse. As they were going through the field, Guru Sahib Ji was there doing kheti, and then Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj in Pailana Ji form, they asked Guru Sahib Ji, because they didn't know what they looked like, they asked Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they said, is kar hega ya Guru Nanak Dev da kar nere kithe hai? Guru Sahib Ji said that I'll take you, and then they walked leading the horse. I got there, and then Guru Sahib Ji said to Pailana Ji, to see freshen up, have something to eat, and then go through that door, and then you'll be able to do darshan. And then they did that. When they walked through, they saw Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj sitting there. First thing they did was fall at Guru Sahib Ji's feet and ask for forgiveness. And pata nahi siga, I've created such a big path, and Guru Sahib Ji said that you don't have to worry about that. From then on, they kind of promised that they're going to stay in Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's house, and then they served Guru Sahib Ji for many years. What can you take away from Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj's life, though? So, one of the first signs of a Sikh, by Gurudas Ji say, is to celebrate the Prakash Purab of your Guru. And when I ask the kids this, how can you celebrate it? They say in many different ways, right? They'll say you can do extra parts that day. You can go to the Gurdwara, you can do seva, you can do something, or you can learn about Guru Sahib Ji's Jivan. That's one way of doing it as well. And one of the things that you'll take away, this for me personally, is that whole not questioning Maharaj. Yeah, right? Because in today's day and age especially, that's a really big thing happening. And if you're not careful, you can easily, because it's Kaljugda Samaya, the dark age is getting stronger and stronger, and if you're not careful, if you're not attached to Guru Sahib Ji, you can fall off this path so easily. Bahut saukhe tarike naal you can banda dig janda hai na, because ek wari man vich shanka pay jave, but banda then is downhill spiral from there, na. But I've shared these Sakhi and Friday Night Sikhi before, and it's good to go over them bar, because then from there it proper gets cemented then, doesn't it? The ultimate test that Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj did with Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, various different tests, was that for one of the tests that they did was when they got up in the middle of the night, 12 baje, they said to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, ki kapde jaake to baar, go and wash the clothes outside. Anyone else who logically would have thought, they would have just said, Maharaj, we'll do it in the morning, right? It's not light, it's dark. All these logical gala. And then they said, Satabatan Tika. They grabbed the kapde and they took them out and they started washing them. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj was like, because they're getting ready for them to be the next Guru. So they want to show the world that they're worthy of being the Guru. So they said, yeah, Tika, they go, so washing the clothes, wash them, and then Guru Sahib Ji said, Hun suka, dry them. Hun, how can someone here to say Satabachan, or like a person, again, thinking with logically that, how can I do that? but it's the pyar, the sharda, or having that 110% faith in your guru, that Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj said Sat Bachan. And Baba Shri Chand Ji were there present as well. And they said, Baba Shri Chand Ji said to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj as well, ki to pata bahar nikal hi nahi hui, ki swer nu kar di. Pitaji just saying udda hi hai na. But Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, then this is the jawab I really love, hai na? Ki Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj said ki whether it's light outside, whether the sun's outside or not, that's not my jummevari, or that's not my responsibility. I couldn't care less about that. Guru Sahib Ji said to me, dry the clothes, so that's all I care about. That's it. That's it. Taki mera kaam, baki mera kaam nahi hai. And then they go and put the clothes out to dry, and they do dry, or dry bhi ho jande hain, they soak jande hain. One of the other tests is where a lot of Sangatan have come to visit Guru Sahib Ji. Langar thoda ho janda hai. Guru Sahib Ji said langar ho leke aao. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, and they go langar thoda hai. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj said to Baba Shri Chand Ji, go climb the tree, shake it, and mithai will fall. Oh, band tusi. Look how Maharaj is saying, Maharaj is saying, drakht nu halao, mithai jiri bhi degu ke oh barta diyo tusi. Baba Shri Chand Ji said, Pita ji edda thodi hunda hai, you know, edda mithai kiਵੇਂ ਡਿੱਗੂਗੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ. And then Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj looked at Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, and then tu jaake kar said Sat Bachan. Baba Shri Chand Ji said to Baba Lena Ji ki edda thodi hunda hai. Again the jawab, they said that I don't care if it falls or not, or meri jummevari nahi hai ki Maharaj mainu kende hala, climb and shake the tree, whether it falls or not, that's their jummevari. Maharaj di jummevari, yeah, it's not my responsibility. But look at that, anyone, me included, would have been questioning it loads, like, I don't know if that'll happen. Or even if we said, yeah, I'll do it, while we walk into the tree, you were probably thinking that, I don't think it'll happen. It might not happen. But the Maharaj goes, climb the tree, shake it, and mithai fall, and it's the best mithai that anyone's ever tasted. And then one of the other ones is when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj throws the pot into the muddy water. They look at Baba Shri Chand Ji. Baba Shri Chand Ji say, Pitaji, sitti kaate je mudke bari katni sigi. Why do we throw it in the first place? Maharaj just looked at Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj. They did the Kamar Kasa and jumped straight in. But before giving it to Maharaj, they cleaned it and then gave it back to Maharaj. And the ultimate test was that one where they're walking through the jungle, and then they come across a body. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, eat the body. Loads of Sangat had run away at that point. Loads of Sangat had run because Maharaj started hitting everyone. The roop that Maharaj had that day was very bhyanak. Their gates were all out. They had 2 dogs with them. They had a machete in their hand. And but it was ultimate test that they want to show all the Sangat, right? That he is the next. He's true. He worthy of being the Guru of the Sikh. And then Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj said, I'm waiting for you to just tell me which side should I start from, the head or the feet. Maharaj goes the charan to start from the feet side, and then no chadar chakki, and then different version there was deg there or flowers there. But again, the matlab, they never questioned Maharaj, huh? And I remember listening to Katha a while back saying that if you want to be a Sikh, there's no other Sikh like Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, where they don't question anything to do. When Maharaj said, when I see Maharaj tell us to wake up at Amrit Vela, whether we do it or not, that's obviously that's for you lot to question yourselves. But we do question it. We leave it today. I'll try and do it tomorrow, or I can't do it today. I'm working late, or I went to sleep late, so I'll just try and catch up with the sleep time and all that. And kinni bimari ajkal te lagi phone na de alarm la liya si. We've got alarms on our phones, right? We'll set an alarm where the alarm will tell you you've got this many hours of sleep as well, and we'll try and like set it where we get that 7-8 hours of that myth, right? But all we ho janda Maharaj kende sanu bani padho. We probably think that, I don't understand it, is there any point of reading it? Bahut shanka man vich aundi hai, and I'm like I'm saying, if you're not careful, and Maharaj kende simran karo. Again, we've heard this loads where people say that, but I don't feel the connection, so I'm not going to do it. No connection, I can't feel anything different, so I'm not going to do it. But wo ta tera kam hai nahi whether to feel that connection or not. Guru Sahib ji ne bhajan kiya, bar every week Maharaj tell us, simran karya karo, do simran. Whether you get anand or not, that's Maharaj jummevari. Thodi jummevari nahi hegi. And try and find that bliss in that. try and ਉਹ ਆਨੰਦ ਲੱਭੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਬਚਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੰਨੀਏ ਜੋ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ, whether we get anand or not, whether we feel that connection or not, but my guru has told me to do Simran, so let me follow my guru, what my guru is telling me to do. Yeah, that's if we can take sort of teaching from Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj even, that's that one. Who would like to bring a Sakhi for next week? Because we're going back into the normal way. Does anyone want to bring a Sakhi for next week? Amjot Singh? Well, okay. Thank you so much for that. So Amjot Singh will bring a Sakhi for us next week. Remember guys, when you're bringing a Sakhi, the Sakhi can be about any Guru Sahib Ji, before Guru Sahib Ji, any of the Bhagats that are in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, any Mahapurukhs, any current Shaheed Singhs, Singhaniya. There's so many inspirational stories about them, recent history, recent modern itihas. It can be about from another dharma as well. But if you need any help, why not? We're just a message away then, yeah. So thank you so much, Amjot Singh, for that. If I made any mistakes on this part, then please forgive me. I just kind of put it together quickly before coming because I totally forgot about Sakhi time. So let's move on to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jivan. I will see where Maharaj is going to take us today and what message Maharaj is going to give us today as well. Because वही जरूरी गल होती है कि Maharaj every single week, what does Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj tell us? Yeah, because remember, time and time again, I'll say one thing and I'll keep on saying it. Ki Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj have said it in their Bani as well. Ki when you listen to a Sakhi, when you listen to a Sakhi, the tariqa of listening to the Sakhi, ki tang jeh tariqa ya Sakhi sonda, apply it to you. Ki Maharaj thonu keh rahe ne. Don't think that Maharaj is telling that person in the Sakhi. Maharaj is telling you that thing. Yeah. So quick recap from last to last week. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj have met Bhagat Guru Ji in their realm, by Balaji, by Mardana Ji with them. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj leave by Balaji, by Mardana Ji there, and then they go to Sachkhand. Sachkhand chal jande hai, and uthe in Sachkhand they have this amazing conversation with Vaheguru Ji naal vichar karde ne, and Guru Sahib Ji, after having this amazing conversation between themselves, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj do namaskar to Vaheguru by doing dandot. Vaheguru Ji smile and they say to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj that carry on the mission that we sent you down for, go and get rid of dukh. When Maryada of Sikhi is revealed, then come back to me. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, I was saying that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is so great that who have done so much paropkar on us, that jinnah si tanwad kariye Maharaj da unna hi thoda ya. So in Ardas we should say every day ki Maharaj, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful path of Sikhi, and you're not giving us sent us down another path which isn't perfect, because Sikhi is perfect in that sense. Yeah. Go and save the people that have come off the path and stop Pakhand happening. After listening to this, they do Matha Tek, and then they come back to Dhruv Bhagat's realm. What happened next? That's where I left it. Let's do Ustat, let's praise Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj like we do every week, through Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Bani, and we'll continue on the journey. Remember, when we do this Mangal, it's a declaration. You're declaring to the world, to everyone sitting around you, that your Guru is Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, you follow Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, and you're doing a benti to Maharaj, ki Maharaj, help me focus on this Katha, because only blessed people get to listen to this Katha. And I was thinking about this when you in the mess with we're thinking of ways to how to market it more. FNS ki hor lokan nu pata lage ede bare, youngsters can come here, not even youngster, adults come here, we do sangat, they learn about Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. How can we get this message out to more people? With Nagar Kirtans coming out, we'll probably tell people about Nagar. We're trying to come up with these ways. But mere man vich ek khayal aaya, and I want to share that with everyone, that yes, we should try, and then we shouldn't try, we should tell people about it, because that's what this FNS is for. It's for new people coming into Sikhi, not just new people, and everyone, right? But I think the ultimate truth is this, that whoever's destined to come here and listen to this great Sakhi, the Jivan Katha of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਰਮਾਂ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ। And only if your destiny is good, ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਰਮ ਚੰਗੇ ਆ, then you come and get to sit here and listen to this katha. Because by Kavi Santok Singh ji have written that whoever listens to this katha, then ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੁਕਤੀ ਮਿਲ ਜੂਗੀ. They'll get mukt. That's the power of Guru Nanak Dev Maharaj Jivan, yeah? So let's praise Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj and we'll continue. ज्ञान ध्यान किच कर्म न जाना, सार न जाना तेरी, सब ते वड्डा सतगुर नानक, जिन कल राखी मेरी, सब ते वड्डा सतगुर नानक, जिन कल राखी मेरी. So Guru Sahib Ji have blessed us with Gurbani, which is described as the Ganga, where people bathe to get rid of their pap. Ganga is only situated, so Kavi Santok Singh Ji here, before starting the next part of the Dehas of, they're writing this part, yeah? They're saying that the Ganga, which is famous for where Hindus go and bathe in there to get rid of their pap, Ganga is only situated in a certain place, in one place, but Guru Sahib Ji have spread that love, the power of Gurbani to the whole world. And this Gurbani, when you read it or listen to it, gets rid of your paap. Thode paap katte jande hai jadon Bani Guru Sahib Ji tusi suno ja padho. And people that don't listen to or read Gurbani have lost the battle of life itself. You coming into this world has gone to waste then. Yeah, Kavi Santok Singh Ji say. And that sounds harsh, but it's reality. Ki thoda janam jehda vyartha fir is wasted, that your janam is, if you're not going to do Bani, if you're not going to follow the path that Guru Sahib Ji have done, if you're not going to do Simran. Kavi Ji say, hey Vaheguru Ji, do kirpa on me and bless me with that type of sangat that can get me closer to Guru Sahib Ji. I do namaskar to Guru Sahib Ji over and over again. Now this part of the Itihas ends here, and then they start the next part off. Before they start the next part of the Itihas off, they do a mangal, and there they declare as well. They declare that this is my Guru, and I bow only to my Guru. Kavi Ji say, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Bhajan, look how they describe it as well. They say that their Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Bhajan are like a churan. So churan, you normally take a churan if you're suffering from some sort of pain in your body. Say if you've got a stomach issue, if you've got some sort of pain in your body anywhere. In India is a herbal medicine, right? A churan, they'll give you a churan, you take that and that duk goes away, right? Kavi Santok Singh are using that analogy to say that Guru Sahib Ji, listening to Guru Sahib Ji's bhajan, any suffering, any pain will go away. Hor ki chahida sanu ki Guru Sahib Ji sanu Maharaj ne bani sanu ditti hui hai. If you've got any takleef in your life, any sort, whether it's physical, whether it's mentally, whether it's dunyavi to do with work or anything, turn to Bani and Guru Sahib Ji will sort that issue out, sort that problem out. Bhai Balaji continue and they say to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, because Bhai Balaji are narrating this whole Sakhi, and they say to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, ki hey Maharaj Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj came back from Sachkhand, who are the Guru of the world. I'll tell you what's going to happen next, Maharaj. Agge ki hoga, Maharaj tusi suno. Guru Sahib Ji came back to the Tru Mandal, so the realm where Bhagat Tru Ji are. We were together again. Went through Bhagat seen Guru Sahib Ji coming from far. Through Bhagat then did matha take to Guru Sahib Ji on their charan. Through Bhagat then asked Guru Sahib Ji, hey Maharaj Ji, how was it there where you went? Tusi jithe gaye Sachkhand, tell us the nishaniyan, the signs, how does it look there? Uthe kidda lagda hai? Well, look, sade karam kinne change that we've heard about Sachkhand, but Guru Sahib Ji about to tell us what Sachkhand looks like. Whether we get to go there or not, whether you get to see it in this life or not, oh vakri galla. But Guru Sahib Ji are telling us what Sachkhand looks like. Because Bhagat Tru Ji are asking, what are the nishaniyan, what are the signs? Tell us, describe everything. No one else has ever gone there and come back like this. Edda jidda tusi mud ke wapas aa gaye, edda hor nahi koi kade aaya. Guru Sahib Ji then said, Vaheguru doesn't have any roop or any rang. And they're formless. Vaheguru hasn't got any color to them either. And it's Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Bani and Dasam Bani Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj have written many different Baniya, and they've got different Baniya where they'll say that the same thing, na rupang, na rekhang, na rangang, na ragam, that they're formless, they're signless, they're colorless, they've not got no name, na rangang, na rupang, na jatang, na patang, that they're without color, form, caste or lineage. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj say the same thing as well. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj said they don't come in any June, Ajuni, they're beyond birth and death. There's so much light there. There's a millions of suns and millions of moons, but yet you can see it, yet you can feel it. That experience that you get. Even the Devi Devte can't comprehend how infinite Vaheguru are. Ki Vaheguru kinne beyant ne ki Devi Devtiyan nu nahi pata hega eh gal da jehda hai. No one can compare to Vaheguru. How can I praise that Vaheguru? There are no words. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj kende koi shabd hai nahi ki main ki dasa thanu ki what's there. Nothing is on the same level. Dhruv Bhagat got really happy with that and said, for me, you are the Sarvan Swarup of Vaheguru. I'm content with that. Ki mere paag bahut change hai. My fortune is so great, my destiny is great that Maharaj tusi aap hi ithe mere ko chal ke aa gaye. You have come to save the people in this world and you came to get rid of their dukh. Tusi dukh kattan aaye ho sareyan de. You are the friend of that gareeb that no one else cares about. When I heard that, I thought that was amazing, right? Because I remember hearing this talk ages ago and it sticks to my mind that someone said that, but I'm worthless. I'm worthless. Why would Guru Sahib Ji bless me? He said, and then I remember the Katha saying that, and the talker said, Guru Sahib Ji bless only them that are worthless. Guru Sahib Ji grab the bar of that person that's worthless, because to make them worthy again. Guru Sahib Ji are like that. They've got that amazing quality about them. But Bhagat Guru Ji said that you are the friend of that gareeb that no one else cares about. Guru Sahib Ji were pleased with Dhruv Bhagat Ji, and then they remained there for a while. Utthe re Dhruv Bhagat Naal, they did vichar with them. Guru Sahib Ji said, Ki hey pyare Dhruv Ji, we need to go back to the earth and carry out our mission. We need to go back to that realm now. Give us agya to go. You are special. Look at the satkar that Maharaj is giving to a Bhagat Dhruv Ji. Maharaj kende agya sanu do and then we can go. Dhruv Bhagat then said, Maharaj, do as you please, Maharaj. Whatever ichha you have, jo tusi karna chahunde, Maharaj, thodi marji hai. Anything you say, that happens. Anything that you want to do, that happens. Just doing your darshan, thousands of sins get eradicated. Look at that. Bhagat Dhruv Ji are saying this to us. You do darshan of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, kinne paap thode to ho jande a. This is why it's important for a Sikh to come and do darshan of your Guru as much as you can. Jinnah tusi kar sakde ho. Waise ta Sikh nu roj, you should try and come to the Gurdwara every day at least once. Ek bari bhi aa, do bari, if you can come twice, brilliant. Ek bari bhi aa sakde ho roj. It should be in your it should be within your life. Edda hona chahiye hai ki jidda tusi khande ho, you have to eat every day, you have to drink water every day. Edda hi Guru de darshan roj karne chahiye hai. Incorporate it into your lives. If you can't, slowly do it. Holi karan lag jo. Je tusi hafte vich ek bari aunde ho Gurdwara, if you come once a week, do bari aun lag jo. If you come twice, tin bari aun lag jo. Holi increase it where you come every day to do Guru Sahib Ji's darshan. And yes, it might even get to a point where sometimes you're just doing it like out of muscle memory. It's just become a bit of a ritual for you. But in that moment of you even just doing it without even thinking about anything, you don't know when the Guru Sahib you're going to do daya on you and do kirpa and everything bacha jana Maharaj, you'll get saved just like that. How do you know when that point will be? When you're doing darshan of Maharaj and Guru Sahib Ji just look at you in that certain way where you get saved. Sare dukh katte jange eddain. That's why it's really important. Bhagat Dhruv Ji sanu remind kar diya, they're telling us that just doing darshan, thousands of sins get eradicated. Guru Sahib Ji then leave this place. Bhai Mardana Ji then ask Maharaj, is this realm the highest? Please tell us, Maharaj. No one else could have shown us this, what you showed us. Guru Sahib Ji then said, Bhai Mardana Ji, through Mandal is a very special place that no one can go to. Jithe Dhruv Bhagat's realm is. Bhai Mardana Ji then asked, Maharaj, how far is Sachkhand from there? Tusi Sachkhand to aaye ho, oh kidik dur hai to. Guru Sahib Ji said, Mardana, to get to Sachkhand, you don't count steps. It can't be measured. Edda tusi gen nahi sakde. Just like you can't measure Vaheguru, their bayans as well. Edda tusi you can't measure how far Sachkhand is. If Maharaj wants, Maharaj can show you Sachkhand while you're sitting right here now. That's the beauty of Sikhi. And you only get this in Sikhi, in no other dharam can you get this, because in other dharams you get kind of this promise, where it might be a fake promise, but in other dharams you'll get this thing where after you die, then you get to experience whatever you get to experience after death. But Guru Sahib, you have done so much kirpa on us, it begs to differ why anyone would ever leave this path of Sikhi and go anywhere else, where Maharaj has said that I can show you everything while you're still alive, while you're still living. I can show you Sachkhand. You can get that taste of Sachkhand. You can be by my side if you want. When Vaheguru does kirpa and shows someone Sachkhand, they get the kirpa. Bhai Mardana ji then said, Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Aap ji are great, Tano Aap ji. You're Nirankar for us. There's no difference between Nirankar and you. You do everything. Now, one thing I just want to make clear here, going through this, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj went back to they went to Sachkhand, they had this conversation with Vaheguru. Jo bhi banaya hoya na, is for normal, armed people like us, who need this kind of level of thinking, where we can kind of picture ki Maharaj is having this conversation with Vaheguru, and because when we say that there's no difference, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj or Vaheguru, sometimes that just goes over your head, and you can't even begin to understand how is that true. How is Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Vaheguru? So this Kavi ji even say that this is all made. The way we put it is so people like us can have that connection, a bit of a deeper connection with Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Bhai Mardana ji said that Aap ji Nirankar or your Tan, there's no difference. You do everything. Maharaj, how far is the next place we're going to go to? Jithe hun agge jana si, oh kinni ki door hai? Guru Sahib ji then said, the next place we go to is a place called Surat Bandhan. And there's two areas there. One area is called Matka and the other area is called Chatka. Let's go there. It won't take long. Nede bada dur nahi hega, utthe chalde hona si. As they make their way back to this earth, they come across a mountain. There's a really big mountain. Bhai Mardana ji then ask, okay, Maharaj, what's this place? This mountain looks amazing. Look how big it is. Are there any sadhus here? Ithe koi sadhu mahatma ithe rende hai koi? Because I can't see anyone. Ithe koi janavar bhi nahi rehda Maharaj. Ithe there's no animals or anything here as well. It seems empty. Guru Sahib ji kende, Mardana, you must be hungry. Tenu bhukh lagi honi hai hun. Jera tu eda puchda hai, why are you asking otherwise? No one lives here. Ithe koi nahi rehda. Where we need to go is further ahead. There's loads of utte rishis, munis, sadhus utte rehde hai. The trees utte have beautiful fruits on them. If you have the ichha to eat, then eat there. Bhai Mardana ji then said, Maharaj ji, minu bhukh nahi lagi hai, I'm not hungry. Maharaj, you gave the bachan, you did that bachan for me ages ago, for me to never be hungry again. And since then I've been content. Do you remember, guys, when we went through that part? When before that, every single time Bhai Mardana ji would always be hungry. He'd always get into trouble because of that hunger. But then he did a benti to Maharaj, Maharaj, meto ta nahi raha hunda eda jidda tusi rehde ho. Ja mere te kirpa karo, ja give me shutti, let me go back home. Yeah. Then Maharaj blessed Bhai Mardana ji and said, ki tenu santokh bakshya si. And then after that, they never got hungry again. But while having this conversation, they reach another mountain. They get to that mountain. There are loads of beautiful trees there. The trees are lush, grown very big. Different types of fruits can be seen on these trees. The branches all hanging, touching the floor. The fruits are heavy. Guru Sahib ji then go into this garden, and they sit under this tree. Bhai Mardana ji then breaks some of the fruits off the trees. And then they put them in front of Guru Sahib ji. Guru Sahib ji picked up half of them, and then they gave them to me. So Bhai Balaji is saying this. They go, Bhai Balaji no adhe dete. And they kept the other half themselves. Bhai Mardana ji are going around to different trees and breaking the fruits off and trying them and eating them. Bhai Mardana ji keep on eating as they're really tasty. Both swade shah jehde phal fruit ne daraktan nu lage hoye. He keeps on eating until their stomach is full. Until their stomach is full, Bhai Mardana ji then came and sat next to Guru Sahib ji. Guru Sahib ji fir kende Bhai Mardana ji nu, Mardana, if you aren't content, then hey, take some more from me, main to hor le la. Eat as much as you want, jinna tu shakna chahna shakla. Bhai Mardana ji then said, Maharaj, I've eaten a lot, main bahut shak liya, I can't eat anymore, main to hor nahi khaya janda hun. But Maharaj, if you feel like it, give me some more then, you can give me some more then. Bhai Mardana ji kende, mainu hor de do fir. Then give me one or two, ek ja do mainu sanu de do. Guru Sahib ji then gave Bhai Mardana ji two. They ate both. Their stomach was full. Bhai Mardana ji then said, Maharaj, these are so tasty. These taste like amrit. Who gets to eat these fruits? I can't see anyone around. Who would benefit from them? Guru Sahib ji said, Mardana, if you can't see anyone, then why do you think they grow here? Vichar ka redete. Who do you think these fruits are for? Contemplate on this. Parmeshwar de pyare ahe. Ithe sadhu jan ithe rende ne, pagd ithe rende ne. And Vaheguru have given these fruits to his bhagats. they eat these and be content. Maharaj, just like parents look after their children, ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ is looking after their bhagats. ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਭਗਤ ਭੁੱਖਾ ਨਾ ਰਵੇ, so I'm going to give him the best fruit ever. So let's do vichar with them. Bhai Mardana ji then said कि Bhai Mardana ji ਕਹਿੰਦੇ Maharaj, let's stay here for a bit and let's do sangat with these Mahapurukhs. ਇੱਥੇ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਖਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰੀਏ. Let's do vichar with them. Guru Sahib ji smiled and laughed and said, Mardana, you must have found these fruits really tasty. You're doing lalach. तू लालच कर रहा है, that's why you want to stay here. तू बहाना ला रहा है कि ये थे मैं तू you want to do sangat of Mahapurukhs. Guru Sahib ji laughed while saying this. And can you imagine how beautiful Guru Sahib ji looked? Smiling and laughing at that point. While laughing, a sadhu comes into that area towards where Guru Sahib ji is. This sadhu is connected to Vaheguru. He looked towards Bhai Balaji, Bhai Mardana ji and said, no one has ever come here before. No one has ever been able to come here. ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਸਕਿਆ. Who are you guys? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਹੋ? How have you come here? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਏ ਹੋ? I'm surprised. Please tell us your name. Guru Sahib ji then spoke and said, my name is Nanak. We are the Nirankars. We are Nirankar Sevak. For me, this is really special at this point. For me, whenever anyone asks Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj their name, something about when Guru Sahib ji themselves say, my name is Nanak, is very powerful. The Maharaj aap keh rahe hain, my name is Nanak. And we take it for granted big time when someone asks you, what faith do you follow? Who's the founder of your faith? We say, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. What is sokhe tareeke naal keh rahe hain, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. But we don't even understand, and I can begin to understand how powerful Guru Sahib Ji are. We know that doing darshan of our perfect Guru, many sins get erased. Bhagat Guruji said this. But also saying Guru Sahib Ji's name, many sins get washed away as well. Guru Sahib Ji continue and say that we're wandering these lands, we're wandering around, finding sangat with Mahapurukhs like yourselves. Look at that. Guru Sahib Ji aap keh rahe hain ki if Guru Sahib Ji are saying that we're looking for sangat, if Guru Sahib Ji needs sangat or want that sangat, then what about us? ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਏਦਾਂ ਕੀਤੀ? Have you ever thought about it like that? We need to do sangat like that. We need to keep company of people of Gursikhs that are walking on the path. Or if you want to do sangat of someone that's walking on the starting to begin this journey, do sangat with them as well. Because you can do sangat of people that do a lot of nindya, jugaliya, or they talk about nonsense things that aren't going to benefit you in any way, where kan da swad aa sirf, jeeb da swad aa sirf. But doing sangat like this, where Guru Sahib Ji are reminding us now, if Guru Sahib Ji are saying that we want to do sangat of Mahapurukhs like you, the sadhu gets really happy and said, what does he say? We're going to have to wait till next week to find out what he said. I'll leave that there. We'll continue next week. Whatever the sadhu has a conversation with Guru Sahib Ji, jo vichar hogi, we'll continue it next week. If I made any mistakes there, please forgive me. We'll move on to Q&As. If anyone has got any questions, if not, then we'll do Simran, like Guru Sahib Ji always reminded us to do Simran. Has anyone got any questions to do with Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Jivan, or anything generally to do with Sikhi at all? Has anyone got any questions?
Well, yes, quick one. When you're going through Guru Angad Dev Ji's lineage, was it through Bhagat's granddad that was?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're in a different realm, no?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Through Bhagata. Yeah. But Manura, like their Jivan Katha starts from Satyajugda. Right? They would have started from Satyajugda. Yeah. Like in Satyajugda, whole Manu Raja and all that. Anyone else got any questions? Oh. If anyone else got any questions?
I've just got one. So Guru Angad Dev Ji is obviously the second form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. But at what point does Guru Angad Dev Ji become the second form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji? Is that when he gets the Gurguddi?
So for me, it would be when Guru Sahib Ji did the bhajan.
Okay.
Even before they came into this world. Like that bhajan, Guru Nanak Dev Maharaj did, he he'll be the next Guru, that declares that they're the next Guru. Right? So what happened when after their Prakash happened and they're growing up in this world and whatnot, these are all the little dunyavi things that for people that we can connect to in a way. Right? Where like their background was something else, and but in essence they've always been like Gurmat way of living. They never did anything out of Gurmat in any way. So for me, it would be straight away the Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj did bhajan, and then that Jyot has always been there from day one. It's not like that Jyot came out after, and it's always been there from day one. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we've got a question that Sabte Vadda Sat Guru Nanak. Are you saying that Sikhi is the best and other religions are not equal to Sikhi? I thought Sikhi was about equality. So we've been through this before, that Sabte Vadda Sat Guru Nanak, that literally means that, right? Ki jinne ve apne peer, pagambar hoya, prophets or anything like that. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying Sabte Vadda. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj are the greatest of them all. And Sikhi is the perfect path, perfect way. And this is a personal kind of thing. And I know we record it on YouTube or not, so sometimes it could be a little bit here and there. Some might be so this is like a personal thing for me, right? Is that Sikhi had to get Pargat because the other dharmas, the other paths started getting, they got corrupted, they weren't perfect, and Guru Sahib Ji themselves had to come into this world to save us and put us onto the right path. And because these realms that we're talking about right now, whatnot, yeah. So when other dharms will talk about that their dharm teaches them that, for example, Jannah or Jannat or whatever they call it, yeah, in Islam, they'll say that after you die, you get a place in Jannah, depending on how you lived and all that stuff, right? But yeah, it might be a place where you get certain good things happen or whatever, but it'd be a certain realm or whatever, but it's not the highest. The highest is Sachkhand, right? And only a Puran, a Sikh gets to go Sachkhand, right? Guru Sahib Ji, I've heard Katha on this a couple of times. Sabate Vadda literally means that they are the greatest of above all, because I can share it if I can remember, but it's been explained in a really good way what avatars are. There's certain avatars, what people get sent down to do certain missions, they have these certain qualities, but then a Puran, like that perfect, is only Guru Sahib Ji compared to all the other Devi Devte, the prophets and all that stuff. But yeah, if anyone else wants to add anything to that, they can do. Or if anyone's got any other questions at all? And you got it? You got a question? What was the question about? What was the topic? So you know this question, I thought Sikhi was about quality.
Oh, yeah.
Anna?
You know, like how we say like Sikhi is like the best religion, like it's the religion that can get you to Vaheguru, Nanak. Like when we say that other religions like also say that like their religion believe it, like all the religions say the same thing about their religion, and then like how do we like make
so for me this is the thing, like you'll get people out there that if you go to city centre, if you go to city centre like on the weekend, whichever city centre you go to, they'll have their stalls set up and they blatantly say it. If you don't follow them, you're going to go to hell. If they can say it so openly and so confidently, why are we shy to say it as well? Why are we so scared to say that no, this is the perfect religion? Why Sikhi? Because you tell me otherwise if it isn't perfect. It's got, like I said, and the example that I always like to use is that article that I read once where the atheist, he talks about all the faiths, about Hindus, about Islam, about Jains, about Buddhists. He talks about all their faiths, and I'm just waiting to see where Sikh is coming into this, and he kind of picks out flaws in all their vichar, the way they do things. He's picking out flaws, and yeah, it doesn't make sense. Some of the things, it doesn't make sense. And then as it's getting towards the end of the article, I'm like, well, he's not talked about Sikhi at all. Like, come on, that is like a major dharma right out there. Right at the end, in his closing, he goes, one faith I've not talked about is Sikhism. Now, Sikhism for me is a pain in the backside. That's what he wrote. It's a pain in the backside, and the reason why it's a pain in the backside is because it's hard to pick out a flaw from this dharma, from this faith. If I had to be picky, I'd say that there's probably no need that keeping hair is a bit unhygienic. That's the only thing he said. Keeping your gaze is a bit unhygienic. That's the only thing he said. And that for me, I was like, you know what? Like, what's that saying? Like, he wasn't able to pick out anything except for that. You know? But if you go on is it a podcast or what's it called on YouTube? You know? Mandeep Singh has done this. He's talked about how conversion. That's right. How the Muslims are converting, upbringing Sikhs, and the way he breaks it down is brilliant. He's sharing experience, his personal experiences. He's sharing experience that other people have told him. That how I've shared this with you lot as well, right? Where I was in Sikh Central once, and a 12-year-old Muslim kid came up to me so confidently and started talking to me about his prophet. He said, "Do you know who the prophets are in Islam?" I was like, "I don't want to know, but what? Like, go and tell me." And he started coming out with his names: Ibrahim, Jesus was a prophet. Do you know that? Muhammad, prophet, all that. Coming out with all these names, I'm just thinking, which 12-year-old kid of ours would ever do that? That would go up to someone and say that, you know, my Guru Sahib's name, or the Guru Sikhs, who the Gurus are in our dharma, you know? We're far from it, man. We're so far from it that I've said this loads of times, that we should not be shy to talk about our faith to people. No, whatever chance you get, wherever you are. For example, I'll give you a little example, yeah? And I never say it being big-headed or anything like that. It's just examples that we can share, right? So people can relate. We were in Marks and Spencer's, come of all places, yeah? Marks and Spencer's in, what's that place called? In Windsor. Yeah, we were in Marks and Spencer, Windsor. And we were upstairs, on the top floor, in the cafe area. And this person was reading a book. And it said, and the title of the book was 1984. Gora reading, it said 1984. And even he asked me, he goes, "Dad, I was reading a book, 1984. What's that book about?" And then I said, "Should we ask him? Let's ask him." And then Bahanina was near him, and they said, "Oh, hello, you okay?" All that stuff. I got my sons curious about what you're reading, and then what's this book about? And then because let me just tell you why it's relevant. Because 1984 for Sikhs was a really important year, because this happened. He was like, "Wow, really? Wow." And then I go, "What's the book about?" And then the book's totally about something else. The book's about totally something else. It's about Big Brother. This is big. That in the 30s, it was talked about in the 30s that in the future there'll be a thing where the government's going to keep an eye on you and all that, and it'll start in 1984. It's about a Big Brother thing. He goes, "I did not know that." And then I said, but he was an old guy. I go in 1984, I got the Indian Prime Minister got assassinated, but then he goes, "Oh wait, hold up. I think I remember seeing something in the news around about then and all that." I go, "We got massacred in India and in Delhi and this happened, that." But it's a mocha to tell them what you're about. Now, and John Lewis, over the weekend, man, that was wicked, man. We got a chance to do that. You wouldn't be scared to talk about it. And we got to do the Katha, and I mean, some boy was like, "Bloody hell, what's happening here?" Right? And but they talk about their faith like proper Gatke, right? They talk about their faith like they'll say to you, if you say to them like this is how they talk about their faith, right? And they'll question your faith as well in this way. Look, this is an example that he uses in Deep saying. He'll say, "What's 2 and 2? 2 plus 2." You'll say it's 4. They'll say, "No, it's not. Your dharma says this. Your dharma says this. Your dharma," and they say it so confidently, even if it's wrong. They say it so confidently that jehde bande nu nahi pata hega about their dharma a little bit, and that's why this Friday Night Sikh is so important. That even if you don't know about your dharma, you will just be like, "Oh, is it?" A bit of doubt in your mind will come that maybe he's right, maybe he's not. And they share bloody videos on their YouTube channels and everything about when Sikhs are converting. They're getting this, a Sikh brother converting and it gets him to say it. But we don't know what thing. And anyone that knows about Sikhi, when I say knows about, truly knows about Sikhi, innit? that the Qurbaniya that Maharaj has given for us, the beautiful path that Maharaj has blessed you with, if you've got just a tiny bit of knowledge, you will never ever leave path of Sikhi. Never ever would leave it. है ना? ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਰਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾੜੇ ਆ that he leaves it, है ना, in the first place, in that sense.
Well, it's a bit of tangent, but I think if someone decides to leave Sikhi, probably after without showing them the PR, you look at people and judge them by what they look like, rather than what the Nanak taught us. We don't look at our own upbringing, we start picking faults. Maybe it's our anxiety playing up thinking, well, we know this, how do we make this palatable to the general populace? I think, but the whole thing about equality, I always find that a bit of a weird one, because with Nanak Dev, you never taught us to say, there was a way in which you educate people. It wasn't like, my religion, my poem was better than yours. So, it wasn't like any of our gurus really looked at everyone, pick points and picked out. But what he was trying to say is, look within you and see that pool of compassion. Once you get that pool of compassion, get it out, change this world that we're in. That's what the whole Path of Plan is about, really, isn't it? Maybe where we're going wrong, and I'm talking to myself here, really, is maybe people can't really see compassion in us, and therefore we're not giving it to anyone else. They're looking at us thinking, well, these are just passive, you know, like what are these guys doing? They're just talking, they talk the talk, not me.
Yeah.
They walk the walk.
Yeah, no, it's valid, but the thing, you know, and we're talking about like, we're just contemplating on this, and we're just vichar on this, that on John Lewis last week or whatnot, that should we not have any opportunity we get when we any prachar opportunity we get, should we not be also talking about Khalistan in that at that moment in time? Should we not talk about Khalistan, right?
What do you think about it?
I said this one thing, right? That I said that if you, so Friday Night Sikhi, from day one, whoever's been lucky enough to go through Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, even from day one, whenever you connect, whenever you've been coming from here, if going through Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj even, you'll automatically get that inqalabi soch that Guru Sahib Ji had. That Guru Sahib Ji stood up against injustice, stood up against the Hukumat at that time, wasn't scared. So you'll automatically get that in you, right? And that's what one thing that Singh was saying at the conference that we went to in Coventry a couple of weeks ago. The main focus of that conference was, it was good. All the points were brilliant, and the panel was brilliant. All that sort of really, really good. But one of the main points which I agree on is that one of the main focuses needs to be on Sikhi, like Sikhi classes, and the Sikhi classes need to be on point as well, though. If there's Sikhi classes like Friday Night Sikhi that we do, and if we and the prachar of Sikhi is happening in this way, where you're connecting with Guru Sahib Ji like right from in proper detail, then you'll automatically, everyone will become Khalistani. I guarantee you, everyone will become that soch, apne aap hi automatically aa jane, because you can't shy away from Guru Sahib Ji standing up against Pakhand happening, standing up against Brahmins, standing up against Pandits, fake Pandits, standing up against Rajesh, saying that you're fake, tu ta Pakhand karta hai, not these wishy-washy sakin that we've heard growing up, right? Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj the same, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj the same, Guru Har Gobind Ji Maharaj the same. Slowly when we go there, no matter how many years it takes, you'll just see that pattern happening. How come we've always stood up against injustice, stood up against all these corrupt Rajas, stood up against all people that have tried to commit wrongdoings, all that stuff. You can't shy away from that in any way. So even coming to that, you know, that whole compassion, if you just connect, if you just come, if you just go through Guru Sahib Ji's Jeevan, just go through Guru Sahib Ji's Jeevan, all them qualities will automatically start coming in you. There's no doubt about that. Automatically, and it just starts shining through them.
The thing is that, you know, if you're in a fight with yourself every single day, fighting lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, you'll sort them out in some shape or form.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you fall into that. And I suppose that comes in, you could say that will automatically shift to Khalistan, but
that's true. That is one thing is that you have to understand. One thing is that if you're kind of there, if you get what I'm saying, so imagine you want to start weightlifting or whatever, and मेरे आगे बंदा कहने लग जू ऐदा करिया करो I don't know what to do I don't know how to weightlift why am I telling another person to weightlift or whatnot no? But when you're walking on this path and when we're walking you have to keep on walking you can't just stay in one place you can't be just like yeah chalo Sant Kartar Singh ji used to give a wicked example that jithe pani khada hove utthe gand paida hunda hai but where there's water flowing utthe there's nourishment there's minerals and everything utthe hunda hai so you have to keep on walking on this path right? Keep on walking on this. And then when you get to a certain point where you can help another person then you definitely should be helping them.
But then, I think we should look out for each other as well. You never know. I'm here today. Tomorrow could be something. My boat's still out seeing out here, chopping
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time.
of course, yeah,
I think it's all our responsibility. You see someone on the street.
If you see anyone ever struggling, anyone who not definitely should be.
Talking.
Because your boat still has Pangati, I forgot how the Pangati goes, but don't laugh at someone else, your boat's still sailing, don't put it.
It could happen today we're here, and we're blessed, tomorrow our blessings could be elsewhere, we might have learned a different lesson. It's happened to me in the past, so it can happen to anyone, yeah, I suppose a bit absolutely a tangent, sorry.
Nah.
I think what you're trying to say is that when you're a ghost especially, you have to understand you've got a responsibility.
To everyone though, not
Everyone, yeah, that's what I mean. You've got a responsibility to be proactive about those around you, even at work, not just a scenario where you just happen to see someone that needs help. It's about having that conscious, making a conscious effort. So I am a ghost, this is my mission. I think we forget that because we become accustomed to it. Doing an incident, etc. Going to a wood is very easy for us, but for armed and that, they're going to find that difficult. No?
Yeah.
I think to answer your question is that you have to make a conscious effort to remember that I'm a ghost, these are my responsibilities. I think that's what we've forgotten.
I think also, when we look at other people and other paths like Christianity or Islam, when they talk about unity, they never look at how someone looks. They could be like a crowbar or wherever else, whether they're in the Sarup or not, they never really care about what someone's looking like. What they're really trying to get them to do is come to the masjid or come to the church, however that might be. So they might have to dilute it, they might have to put a little less squash or more water in that cup, but they'll make sure. And it's, I think what some people just need an invitation. I think you'd be surprised.
One thing I've noticed if you look at their videos is the passion that they have.
Yeah.
They have so much passion, no matter what. If you galta bhi ho raha hai, whatever passion, hai na? But it's all about having that passion in it. Which
we haven't got it, so that's like. That's what.
If you have passion, then the kids
can't blame anyone
else.
else. Like,
yeah.
It's our if we say we're on this path, it is our fault really that if things are declining, it's probably what we need to put more effort to. But that's probably sorry.
Nah, guys. No, wicked, Vicharan. Thank you so much, guys. If I made any mistakes, then please forgive me. We'll continue this next week. Just a quick announcement. So we quite often get inspiration from Shaheed Singhs. If you look at their Jeevan, so this weekend we've got Shaheed Smagan Guru Nanak Gurdwara, remembering Shaheed Jathedar Bhai Harminder Singh Ji and Shaheed Jathedar Bhai Harmeet Singh Ji. And other Shaheed Singhs as well. There's a conference that started today. The poll is going to happen on Sunday at Guru Nanak Gurdwara. So please do try and go. We've got some leaflets to hand out. So do please try and attend that Samagam. Let's finish off by doing a little bit of Simran. Guru Sahib Ji always tell us how important it is to do Bhagati. Without that, you can't do anything else then, yeah? So focus on doing, let's focus on Simran, let's do Wastat, let's praise all the Guru Sahib Jis at the end and thank them for giving us this beautiful path of Sikhi, and we'll call it a day. Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru. Guru ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਤੇਰਾ ਪੰਥ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ
ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਤੇਰਾ ਪੰਥ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਧੰਨ ਹੈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ